Jesus. Okay, okay. I didn't realize. At least 18 dead? Huh. That's really significant. That's like really, 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 really bad. Not the tariffs. I was without power all night last night. What state are you in, Thana? It's probably information that was known to be prior, but forgive my bad memory. The Midwest? Gotcha. There's immediate blackout in the floods in West Virginia? Huh. Well, one thing at a time. Missouri, Texas, and Arkansas, 18 dead. At least 18 dead after severe weather. The outbreak was really bad yesterday, but it's expected to be worse today. God is punishing us. This is a direct result of Chuck Schumer's actions. I agree completely. And in fact, I think that's the only rational takeaway from this. God is angry. Apparently today it's really bad in Missouri. Yeah. I don't know as much about tornado, because tornadoes feel like so random compared to everything. Like a hurricane, you see it building, it comes out from over the water, okay. Flooding, you know, okay. Earthquakes, well, I grew up with that in LA. And tornado feels like it's fake to me. It always has. I'm not saying it's fake. I know it's real. I'm just saying conceptually it feels fake to me. You know? Like you're just chilling and then the wind tube kills you. Okay. I don't know. It just seems like a D&D spell to me. I don't get it. I saw a dust devil once while driving up the 5 through Oregon. It was the first time in my life I had ever seen like a visible tornado. Not a tornado, it was a dust devil, not a tornado, but like, it was very surreal. What's the difference between a tornado and a hurricane? Oh, huge. I mean, literally huge. Like, there's a size difference for one, but like totally different things. Hurricanes are like these planetary maelstroms that start out over the water and carry a bunch of water and da-da-da. And tornadoes are like a skinny tube. There's like very different things that make them. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders said on X, "We have teams out surveying the damage from last night's tornadoes and have first responders on the ground to assist. In the meantime, I just released $250,000 from our disaster recovery fund to provide resources for this operation." $250,000, really? Well, that'll allow you to repave like a few of the tiles outside one of the destroyed homes. That's not even a single house, depending on the size and damage. It's for each community. That's not, oh yeah, for each of the impacted communities. That's not, and this is still ongoing? Like the weather conditions that are producing this are still... This is about... Jeez. Are there any videos of it ongoing? I mean, there have to be, right? Everyone's got a cell phone now. Tornado. Here we go.
This is the latest video we're getting on this Saturday morning, courtesy of Chicago and Midwest storm chasers. Take a look as you can see someone pointing at a tornado cell. Just tragic news we're learning of this Saturday. At least 3 people are dead in Missouri following a widespread and dangerous severe weather outbreak Friday evening after numerous tornadoes were spotted traveling through the state, causing significant...
Most of the tornadoes that happen in the Midwest are during the night, so the footage will be harder to get. Not to get like, I don't know, melancholy or philosophical or anything, but stuff like this really does remind me of how fragile and temporal human life is and how important it is that we be kind. Not just to each other like in an interpersonal way, like gay, you know, but I also mean in the functions of government. Like so much of the way, especially with Republicans, but it's kind of bipartisan, so much of the way our incentives and our dispersal and our entitlement structures are set up, they're built on the idea of like, well, you have to work for it or you have to earn it or whatever. Like, oh, you want your unemployment money? Well, you have to prove you've, you know, filed 57 job applications a day or something, right? Like it's, you know, you have to, no matter what, earn it, earn it, earn it. But like a lot of misery is unearned. So why can't goodness be unearned too? Like so much of the bad shit that happens in your life day to day has nothing to do with you earning it. A car hits you while you cross the road, cancer, sickness, storm, whatever. Like you didn't earn that. It just happened to you. Why can't good things happen to you? Why can't it just be good, like randomly? It always has to be good conditionally.
Significant damage, and that's what you're seeing on your screen right now is one of those tornadoes that was spotted early this Saturday morning. As I change your shot on the screen, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, they reported 3 deaths of a man and woman in the Bakersfield area of Ozark County. They now changed that to 2 deaths. They say, quote, "Severe storms caused significant damage in Rolla, Missouri. Buildings are destroyed. Power outages continue to affect the community. Stay safe and and allow first responders and utility workers to do their critical work. They say hashtag Rolla strong, hashtag storm damage. And you can imagine as we are getting more information, and Fox Weather now putting this out, new photos in from Rolla, Missouri, showing the extent of tornado damage. Goodness. The entire front of this shopping plaza there, you can see windows completely gone and debris just...
Some like scary... Why does it make that sound? That's that's a tornado siren. Does the defunding of the weather data collection make the results of this worse? My understanding is that no, because tornadoes are basically random. I might be simplifying it a little bit. Like, you can know when it's tornado season, but like where a tornado touches down, when, and what path it takes are basically like, oh, it's done. Like, it's like, I think there's like a broader pattern that you can observe, but it's not like a hurricane where you get this like big lead up and a bunch of data coming into it, you know? The outbreak was predicted days in advance. Actually, no, but I mean like the actual like tornado position, because the outbreak area is pretty big, right? It's not like they can't pinpoint it down to a square mile. It's more like, you know, in the area, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh yeah, someone in chat pointed this out, but tell me if I'm incorrect. That's not lightning, right? Or like not lightning in the traditional sense. Like or I should say, the lightning is from the it's from the energy buildup of the tornado, right? Like, it's not the regular lightning. It's like it's generating its own. It's power cables / transformers. No, is it? No, I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not an expert. Terrifying either way. I'm not gonna pretend I'm an expert. I'm just kind of in awe of nature's power. You know, it's only gonna get worse. Like, literally everything climate related is going to get worse. Meteorologists already knew this outbreak was going to happen. They were all pissed because they knew the Doge cuts would make this worse. Real? Okay, so I'm just totally wrong on that. It's that there actually is like a relationship between the quality of the meteorological data that they were obtaining through the National Weather Service and the ability to accurately predict stuff like this. Okay, well, that's on me for assuming. We have multiple chances for super tornado outbreaks in the middle of March. Wow, it's exactly the middle of March. Now is not the time to cover the National Weather Service. We at Team Dominator, that's a name, have always been huge supporters of our friends at the NWS. Even I cannot make a forecast without their valuable data and forecast model input. Please contact your representative in support of the NWS. Remember those missed tornado warnings in Oklahoma in November due to the office being short-staffed. These problems could become more widespread with firings. Okay, there you go. That's what I get. You know, I thought that tornadoes were just random, and now I know better. Reed Timmer is literally the GOAT storm chaser, by the way. Storm chasers are so cool, man. Fantasy ass job. Yeah, but it's like, it's really important. It's just like, it's nice that there's like a good environmental and genetic distribution of personality traits across the human species, so that you have just enough people in your society that you can get them willingly collecting storm data. Like, because if we didn't have those people, we would have to pay a lot of money for them. We'd have to be like, okay, how much money would I have to pay you a year to go storm chasing? And a regular person would be like, I would need a lot of money. But these guys, they're just like, well, actually, I'm in it for the fun. Thank you. Do you not get severe weather where you are? In Seattle? Nah, not really. Now, Seattle, the West Coast in general is pretty temperate. I mean, you've got earthquakes, but I'm sure that'll change too. Also, earthquakes aren't really weather. Just to add more bad news, NASA has reported sea level rose a lot higher than expected in 2024. God willing, Florida. Oh, the opening images of Florida. That's great. Thank you, NASA. Thank you. Unexpected amount of sea level rise in 2024. Expected rate per year, 0.43 centimeter. That's a lot, but the actual rise was 0.59 centimeters. Well, that's cool. That's actually a lot. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, cool animation. You better start telling some comforting lies real quick. I can tell you some comforting truths. I don't think that the Republican Party has any strategy out for dealing with the country suffering more and more climate disasters outside of telling people to anticipate and look forward to death. And I think that despite the number of evangelicals in this country, most people, including most evangelicals, won't buy it. Like, look at what happens every time there's a natural disaster in the deep south or Florida or whatever else, right? Like, all of these people instantly, they're like, government help, help, government. But Republicans aren't going to help them. And this is going to affect tens of millions of people. So basically what I'm saying is that, like, the propaganda machine that Republicans have been building for decades towards a complete disregard for the validity of anthropogenic climate change is not durable enough to survive the consequences of anthropogenic climate change. Are the oceans crashing out? The oceans are crashing the f*** out. The phenomena of sunny day flooding is becoming more common in Florida. That's cool, man. Warm water fish are having a lot of fun, at least. Yeah, think on the bright side, okay? We're going to get new heat-resistant coral reef. It'll be good. It'll be good. My biggest doomer science is that the Gulf Stream could basically collapse at any time, likely in our lifetime. Well, thankfully for me, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that entails, so it doesn't bother me. You should learn from my example, frankly. Not looking at chat. I'm not clarifying my knowledge. I agree with you, but again and again, they've been able to twist the narrative to benefit them. Like the Democrats controlling whether their base believes anything they say. I don't really think that's true, because I think that at a fundamental level, the only thing Republicans can actually offer is you should be okay with dying. And people aren't okay with dying. They're just not, you know? I'd like at the end of the day, past everything, right? And we're seeing this right now. It's why Republicans aren't doing town halls anymore, or at least they're trying not to. When the voters are suffering, they turn to the government for help. Of course they do. That's what the government is there for. To pool and distribute resources, coordinate tasks. That's literally why governments exist. And Republicans are not giving them satisfying answers. And the more people suffer, the more people will be dissatisfied. There is no such thing as a government that survives. Well, I shouldn't say there's no such thing. It is increasingly difficult for any government, no matter how authoritarian or dishonest, to survive the dissatisfaction of their population. It's very, 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 very difficult. Even if they're in a cult? Yeah, always. Like broadly. North Korea is an outlier. Even North Korea isn't really an outlier, necessarily. Because I can't say that the government there isn't over their people or lying or whatever, but they exist in a very peculiar social and economic relationship to the rest of the world. America is a modern globalized economy. We can contact the rest of the world. We have the ability to see what things are like elsewhere. We have standards we can compare ourselves to. We have other countries that can mock us in social media. We don't live in a bubble. It feels like we're rapidly approaching the point where Republican messaging is going to hit the wall of reality. It kind of already is. Did Republicans have to stop doing town halls in Trump's first term? Dog, we're 2 months in. It's going to get worse for everyone. Weren't the Germans fine with Hitler during Nazi Germany? For one, no. That's painting over a lot of their history. The Nazis had to suppress a lot of people. But at the same time, the only reason Hitler was able to sustain that public support was because he rebounded their people out of the Great Depression. Now, that's not anything special. Every country rebounded out of the Great Depression. But there was a very particular set of circumstances that he took advantage of. If it wasn't for World War II and the war economy that managed to sustain, I doubt the Nazis would have lasted past 41 or 42. Yeah, and the moment Hitler started losing in World War II, people started turning on him. Won't they still be blaming their local reps rather than Republicans? Don't listen. I can lead you to the water. I can't make you drink. Okay. I'm telling you what I think is true. All right. I think that if you look right now, and if you try not to be cynical and you just look, there is plenty of evidence that Republicans are, even Republicans, not just regular Americans, but the Republicans are getting increasingly angry and dissatisfied, and that all of the conditions that are making these voters unhappy are both worsening and not being addressed by the Republicans. The Republicans are not doing the Nazis. A large part of their opening propaganda salvo was tied up in the recovery from the Great Depression. I ask you, what economic recovery are we currently experiencing? An equivalent of a rebound from the Great Depression would see Donald Trump delivering unto us the greatest economy in American history. Like the difference between Germany in 1929 and 1937, just because of the Great Depression, not because of the Nazis' competence, just because of the Great Depression, was enormous. Far greater than anything Trump can do here, and he hasn't even done anything good at all. Not only has he not provided us an economic miracle, things are going down rapidly. The Chinese government today, the CCP, only exists in its current form because it has legitimately improved the quality of life for so many Chinese people. I'm not defending Mao. He was a piece of shit and deeply incompetent. But boy, did he fight off the Japanese and deliver, we'll say, transformative change for the Chinese people. And through Dengism and the modern economic miracle, hundreds of millions of people have been lifted out of poverty, many into the middle class. The CCP's power, they are an authoritarian government, but their power resides on that. The Soviet Union. The quality of life of the average Russian citizen improved through the Soviet Union. I'm not saying Stalin wasn't brutal, he was, but there's no denying the fact that if you look at like late Tsarist Russia and compare it to where Russia was in the 1950s, the difference is enormous. I ask again, what has Trump given us? Literally nothing. Literally less than nothing. So no, I don't think it's fair to compare this administration to those regimes. I don't think it's fair to look at what's going on right now and go like, okay, well, all these other authoritarian governments survived. Well, they survived until they didn't. And even then, they did more perceived good to their people than Trump has, or than Trump will. And with the climate worsening, I mean, that's a whole other factor. But what about during the Holodomor? You're just saying things. You need to apply the logic that I've given you, okay? I've provided like my rationale for why I think the way that I think. You need to then apply it yourself. I can't provide you all the answers, okay? The point of the textbook, the point of learning the quadratic formula is that you read it and then you can apply it to different questions, okay? Once you learn the multiplication table, the point is that then you can do the multiplication yourself. You don't need to keep referring to the table, right? 2 times 2 equals 4, 7 times 9 equals 63. Okay. Well, what's 11 times 13, dumbass? That's not on the table. The table only goes up 12 to 12. What's 11 times 13? You need to learn the logic. I can't give you the answer to 11 times 13. You need to figure it out yourself. Maybe some of you already have. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I'm gay. I can't do math. Wait, you got a table that went to 12? Doesn't it normally go to 12? Ours went to 10. I feel like you learned something from having the 11 and 12 in that matrix. I feel like you learned something there that you don't learn just from going 10 times 10. I feel like there's added knowledge there. And also, I think 12 times 12 is a peak equation, personally. I think that feels good. I'm not defending 11 times 12 or anything. But you have to get through that to get to the 12 by 12. Sorry about all the throat clearing. I've just gotta... It must be good as to be 12 and then be multiplied by 12. That's right. Do you times a number by 10, then add that after 2? I don't know about you guys, but yeah, that's always how I did multiplication at that level. You do 12 times 10 plus 2 times 12. I don't know how you guys are handling it. I know that a lot of people bitch about Common Core, but I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with like standardizing the process by which you do this stuff, right? Like the people make fun of Common Core math learning standards when they're like, oh, well, that's not how I learned it. And you look at it being done like overdone or something, but you do the overdone part to then you can simplify it in your head. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's about the critical thinking skills. What's Common Core? It's an American math teaching standard.